it's a very, very, very humble day for me right now.
Humble?
Yeah, it's a very humble day for me right now.
More humble than Usher being a headliner for the Super Bowl?
I can have like the biggest rappers, that come to the station. I could talk to the biggest rapper interview, but when I interview the people that inspire me the most, our next guest is one of those people. He is the most humblest person that has done a lot for hip hop that I know. And if you talk to him, no matter what he's going through, he act the same every single time. You won't know. You don't know what he's going through because he's very light spoken, very knowledgeable. And when he talks, I listen. So you know. Yeah, that's right. But shouts out to everybody, man. I want to introduce my friend Byron Trice of CleanFaceManagement.
God bless, God bless.
Absolutely, B. What's up, brother?
I first of all want to say thank you
Right.
for the invite.
Right.
Brother Mel, I'm just sitting here in this place like, man, for those that's listening, this is where you want to come, man.
Right.
The professionalism. Man, I'm looking at it like this is not the regular jukebox.
Right. I told him.
Popeyes chicken smell as soon as you come through the building, which I don't knock that. I
Right,
love
right,
that too.
right.
But to see my brother come from
Welcome.
DJing,
Yeah.
he was just never a DJ. He always had a vision.
Right.
And a people's person. And I just love to just see your vision be manifested. And
Right.
I do believe sitting here, this is just a glimpse of something else that God is about to do for you here at Plug Radio and your team and your staff.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely just want to let God know I thank you for the opportunity to be here more than anything.
Now, B, that means a lot coming from you. Now, for those who don't know who you are, because a lot of times you have the big people that opens up the holes. And I try to tell you, the rappers are always the running backs. Mm-hmm. They gonna get when they score, they gonna get that's that. But there's people in the music industry that I like to explain that is behind these artists. Mm-hmm. And literally like behind the scenes, but you know how you can't score without a lineman?
Can't.
This is the type of person that we are talking to today. Byron tries to clean. But first of all, Byron, CleanFaceManagement is your management.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you've been doing this for how long?
I would say 1988.
Oh.
I don't know the math on that. Mel been very good.
Man, what was you doing in 1988?
I wasn't thought of.
He wasn't even born. Chuck, I know you
I
were.
wasn't even.
Yeah.
How do you feel to see Miami music? I want to talk about Miami music first, because I know you're bigger than that, but let's start there.
Praise God.
How do you feel from seeing Miami music come from where it come from to now you manage Ball Greasy to where it is today? I mean, you watched it, evolution from Doodle Brown to Booty Shake to how do you feel? I mean, man, you was there in the beginning. How tell us a little bit about that experience to what you remember then and where it is now.
Well, I want to say, the funny part about Miami music is it's something that I always wanted to be big.
Right.
Being in Miami, the things that came to us, definitely New York had a major stronghold when I grew up. I wouldn't care if it was KRS-One,
right,
Wu-Tang. We had to enjoy them like by so much consumption of that. Then we had to consume LA, then we had to consume Texas. Then Atlanta, it seemed like Miami always had to fight to get on your plate if you wasn't from Miami. It's like we always had to fight, but our plate was always open for others to bring in their music and their culture.
Yes.
So for me, as being a child in the music business and watching it grow, I always just wanted to see us be able to just travel everywhere and be heard and be understood, because there's a lot going on in the city, man.
Right. You was there in the beginning with the Tricks, the JT Money, even before that, even way before that, Uncle
Fix
Al.
It in the Mix.
Yes. Yes. Like
so many, man.
Just so
Casey
many.
and the Sunshine Band as a kid, you know. So it's like we got a lot of history that I feel never ever got its just due.
Right.
You know, until Luke really went to court.
Right.
You know, Two Live Crew was big, but they became, and Luke became way more humongous after he fought for rappers to have this freedom of speech.
Yes.
You know, so that helped us get that. That was a proud moment for me because now I'm watching tabloids everywhere and they see Luke, Two Live, court battle.
Do you think that's where they shine the light on Florida a little bit right there? Is that where we got our look at?
I believe we got a real look at that point in time, like what's going on, then how can we be down came to the city.
Right.
You know, and they brought that big music festival to Miami.
Right.
Luke was there to stamp us right at that time.
Right.
You know, when New York was really in the city and all these music cities came to Miami, it's like he the one that made them know when you go back home, Miami do have a place out here.
Right. And then you know, I remember I was coming up, I was a big fan of Miami because I'm from Gainesville, but when you thought about Florida, thought about Miami. Like people would always say, as far as with music, even my guy from New York, they would always say, "Man, you go to Miami," and I was like, "Miami run Florida, period." That's what they. Yeah. When you thought of Florida music,
Miami, Florida.
It's Miami, Florida. Like it was nothing else as this but Miami, Florida. And so be like, at the end of the day, you being, does it ever, I mean, I know you've been doing it a long time. Do you ever say, man, have you finding yourself having to adjust? Because as a manager now, there's younger artists coming toward. I know you work with Moose Guy. You work with so many. I don't even want to start name dropping because you've either helped or been a part of so many situations that is, if I start naming them, people wouldn't even believe it. Do you find yourself sometimes having to adjust with the new music, the younger crowds, the you know, as a manager, as a top manager? Do you find yourself adjusting now? What do you look for in an artist now?
Well, just take one step back, because I broke my music life down in eras. You have what I call the pre-prison era of music, because I was in music before prison, then the post-prison era. Okay. And, you know, it means that much to me, you know. Right. And Slip and Slide was a major, pivotal part of opening up doors to let me get on the inside. Right. I always had this thing that I was willing to work for free just for knowledge. Right. And when Slip and Slide said, "Come on in here and work," but that came with a check. Right. It also came with a lot of experience. Right. In watching Slip and Slide move. Right. So used to everybody getting one record deal with one company. Right. And seeing them have different artists on different labels. I was like, this is history. Just be able to sit here. Yes. Because I never knew that. I always thought if it was you was Atlantic, you was Def Jam. Yeah, yeah. So I say they gave me an opportunity to see the game from the inside. Right. That most people, if you're not hungry, you don't want to do the work. You just want to enjoy the reward. Right. But inside the Slip and Slide office, right, you saw the work and the reward, you know. So things that have changed for me from the beginning was, I was telling somebody today, I believe that if Florida artists went through what I went through, that means the actual posters, that means the actual selling of the CD, that means getting out, putting out your flyer, shaking hands. Yeah. They will still do it the same, because when I stepped the artists, when they started here in Florida, I was like, you know, I don't mind joining your team. I got this, big bro. I got it on. Yeah. But now when it stops in Alabama, or you're blessed to get a show in Charleston, then you got to come back home and start circulating yourself here in Florida. Now you want to be out there like the Jesus of the world, the little babies of the world. And I say, we have to get in our digital van. Right. We're going to have to go market, and now it's a digital van now. Right, right. I was used to be in a physical van pulling out the poster. Now I got to get in a digital van and I got to go market where the people at. They on YouTube, they on Facebook, they on Instagram. Wherever the people hang at, I got to get out my digital van and make sure that I market to the people. It's one of the biggest things that artists are overlooking. They just dropping music, dropping videos.
Exactly.
And that's all you getting your reward from. Only.
Right. Man, that is like, bro, you just brought back memories because I remember me and little Aaron Lucas used to be in that expedition rap van on the road.
Yes.
Man, you know, I got so many questions for you, man, because this is bigger than, for me, than interviewing rappers. When I get rappers here, I don't be around them, but when I know people that got that knowledge, the stuff that I crave, you know what I'm saying, just... And I know, Mel, you got questions for Byron, don't you?
I'm gonna say it's even deeper than that because I introduced you to Troy one day. He says, "Oh, who is this?" I said, "Man, this is a guy I met up in Orlando. Humble guy, man, good energy. We communicating." And when I said the name, he immediately said, "Byron, CleanFace. Man, that's who trained me. That's my mentor."
Yeah.
And at that point, I knew I was in good hands.
Yeah.
And but the question I wanted to go to was, Busta Rhymes achieved the Lifetime Achievement Award a year ago. And I remember in his speech, he said, man, in order for us OGs to stay relevant in this game, we have to find a way to reinvent ourselves.
Right.
Too many times you have people who've been in the game since the 80s and the 90s that don't want to adapt to the culture nowadays. And you hit it on the head, but I kind of want your opinion on it. You know, do you feel like, as somebody whose experience as you, who's been in the game, who's helped break a number of artists, do you feel like in order for you to be successful, you have to continue to reinvent yourself, get in that digital van? Or can you still break an artist now with the old slip and slide way, with the old way of managing?
Well, it's just like anything, man. The product got to fit with what's going on, you know? And you selling product to people. You can't sell product if they don't know your product exists. If people are consuming it from a phone, then my product need to be on the phone. If people want to ride down a major highway and see Burger King, they're sitting where the people are traveling.
Right.
So in music, I got to go where the people traveling at, with their eyes and with their ears. And you know, and nowadays, I have to make sure that they remember me because they're getting a lot more music. See, when me and Troy first started, we would just go to the mom and pop store every weekend, and then there are 5 new albums maybe, and that's it.
Yeah.
Artists and the consumer are being flooded with thousands of options. So that means my hustle can't be regular. I can't be laid back. I got to really find what it's going to take to make them stop and listen. In order to get, before it was a little more easier because the competition was, we considered that big. If you considered getting your spot in the top 10, now it's like the top 10,000.
Right.
You know, so it's a different hustle, you know, so you have to adapt. You know, so that's what I always say. You better adapt to these times.
Do you think that's a negative because the music is oversaturated? Anybody can be a rapper. Anybody can put out an album. There's so many distributions.
Yeah,
nowadays.
and that's what I wanted to ask you too. Do you feel like, you know, back in the day, you couldn't just distribute music like that? Nowadays, you got DistroKid, you got CD Baby, you got. I mean, you can release your. Do you think that? Yeah. Do you think that oversaturated the game or?
Well, I will say this. I wish that the youth of today wanted to last long.
Right.
If you want to last long, you got to go to an era and say, let me study that era that lasted long.
Right.
They're not even studying. You know, they're not even studying the game that they're involved in. So the downside to this mass production line of artists rapping about the same thing, it is a negative because it's killing off your ability to do a 20-year anniversary from now or a 25-year anniversary like Trick Daddy is doing.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do that because you're dying with the wave.
Right.
So when you're lacking originality, lacking uniqueness, the things that made us, now you start with the wave and you die with the wave.
Right.
The positive is that the type of money they're making, if they was around people that can help them invest it, they make enough money today to live off of it
Right.
25 years from now.
Right.
And they wouldn't even have to work.
Right.
Now, the artists from my era, we still got to work now. But the way that these kids are making money today, only if they connected it with the word investing,
Right.
that's a very good positive.
Right.
You know, so it's a negative and a positive.
When you watch artists like Ross got, like, I see he bought a new crib in Miami. He got of course, got the crib in Georgia. And these artists, you seen them from the beginning. How did it make you feel to know where he come from? It's, to see where he, you know what I'm saying? It's unreal. Could you imagine he would get that big? From when you first seen him, like me. When you first seen him like me, you didn't imagine I was gonna do what I did. I was on 106. But Ross is different. Like, did you ever think he would get that big?
Well, at that time, the only thing that I can envision was Biggie.
Right.
I thought Biggie was like the biggest thing ever. And he was the biggest to me.
Right.
I knew Ross was going to be just as big as Biggie at that time. I say, Biggie big, Ross going to be big. Now, this big was unimaginable because God did some things through Ross that has never been done. This man has made way more money from other things than music.
than just music, yeah.
But I would say this for all those that listen. I can remember Ross studying Jay-Z moves, studying Puff moves, studying Tony Draper moves, studying Ted moves, studying E-Class moves. He took all these schools of thoughts.
Right.
And I watched when it went from what Puff Bottle Boys was, Ciroc Boys.
Ciroc Boys, yeah.
Then I watched Ross remix it. I said, "Boy, that man's a genius."
Yes.
Come on, man. What man is spending $50 million a day on in 1 week on a watch and a house at the same time and not sweating bullets?
Yeah.
Come on, man. And then today I'm just hearing, Ross is opening up a pawn shop. You can bring your cars, your house, your jewelry. Girls, bring your purse, bring your fancy shoes. I'm like, I can imagine that pawn store whenever it's built. That thing gonna be like walking through the mall.
Yeah.
Boy,
that's crazy.
Everything gonna be for sale. And the way that the economy is going with those that's not investing, they're gonna have to go somewhere up here. There they go. Smart move, Ross.
Yeah, it is, man. So salute, man. Came out. It was funny too, because for a lot of people on radio know you manage Ball Greasy. So I went up to Ball Greasy. Now, was that a team change when now he had a full band? Like, tell me a little bit how that came to pass. Like, is it something y'all just came on? Y'all thought about it? Great show, by the way. I thought it was awesome. I thought it made him. I was like, man, this is a whole nother level now. Tell us about how that came about with the on-stage band now.
It's what we believe, adjusting to these times, right?
Right.
Ball Greasy has his own community.
Right.
Of people that follow him and that's dedicated and loyal. We decided, well, we want to do what you got people that act, I would say, act a donkey, act a fool, and that's how they grow their fan base. But those people love him for that. Right. So we decided, let's put together a band instead of worrying about doing 500 in a club or 1,000 in a club. Let's go back to being intimate and doing 150 in a lounge.
Wow.
Who cares about the big numbers? Because that does look good on paper.
Right.
But being in an intimate setting with your fans is going to grow us faster than us running around trying to do every club.
Right.
So let's just do a lovers lounge tour. Ball Greasy and fans. If we do 300, we're going to do 2 shows.
Right.
We're going to do 150 and 150. We're not trying to pack a house.
Right.
We're trying to touch the people. And that's us reinventing ourselves. We've been doing shows forever.
Right.
Let's break it down.
Right.
And we'll show you where quality will help you outlast over quantity.
Right.
And that's the route we're going now.
Now, CleanFaceManagement, there's an artist that's listening right now, right? And I know that you very, you're not hard to get to, but you're hard to get to. If there was an artist out there that felt like they had a movement, had their own budget, what do you suggest? How would they, get to someone like you? Is there someone that they would have to go through first, Dizzy or somebody, or how would they get their music to CleanFace?
Well, I mean, the most popular way now has been DM.
Right.
But I would just tell you this, that I would say the success that God has done through me to be able to find artists that want to do careers. You can't find one artist in 30 years of my life that has there's something exactly the same about them.
Right.
Like, how do you touch so many people's lives and nobody is a duplicate or nobody is the same? That's very important to me, because I'm not going to let that era of music get wiped out. For me to know that a person that's doing something, that's saying something that everybody else not doing, has a better chance. I'm okay if you want to rap about guns.
Right.
Rap about it in a way that's different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Have your own lingo, have your own slang. If you're gonna be part of the wave, still stand out on your own surfboard. Don't just drown with everybody.
Right.
So to get at me, when I listen to you, I want to hear something I never heard. It could be whack, and I probably still love it more if I'm hearing something I never heard
before.
Because it's my time that I got to invest. It's my relationships that I got to go pull to the table.
Right.
And it's easy for me to politic for you when I'm talking about how different you are versus how you doing the same thing that 100 people doing, and you coming in at the end of the game.
Right.
I can't do that, I do wish you well, but I can't take that chance because I ain't at that point in my life.
Right. And I know that you are working, because we got a young lady that you've been working with. Can you tell us a little bit about her and what Mooski got going before we get to her thing?
Okay. Mooski is in the lab. If you go to his page, you'll see Mooski in the lab. Right. He's still writing heartfelt songs. Right. I still believe he's still in his melodic therapy mindset.
Right.
Melody. Melody is a young lady that a partner of mine and my son brought to me.
Okay.
And when I say that, I was always looking for a female to work with that's doing something different. Because you know what's funny about the female era from seeing both? This is just the same era, just years later.
Just years later.
They saying the
same
thing.
You're right. You're right. I promise.
But when you come to guy rappers, it's not.
It's not.
They was rapping about something else different.
Yes.
When the females was on top like.
It reminds me of the female era back then.
Right,
same thing.
So all respect to the female rappers out there that's doing your thing. But in order for y'all to last, y'all got to find something else. Everybody can't talk about the same thing.
Everybody, and that's what we're doing.
That's why the more ratchet you are, the more your chances are, because you doing something different. You ain't as ratchet as that one.
How much can we push that envelope? How far can we push that envelope, bro? It's good. It's getting bad.
I mean, it is. But guess what? I realized, because of the information highway, it's something for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It may not be for me.
Right.
But I realized that there's a million people for every emotion that you can invoke.
Yeah,
you got to find them. And it do get a little rough. But as far as Melody is concerned, when I heard her music, she really wasn't into her body. She was into fun, into hard sounds that guys love.
Right.
She was doing her own thing. I watched her work ethics. Like she's, when I met her, I said, man, you out working a lot of guys out here, man. You getting in your car, going to do what you got to do and put yourself on the map. So she has her own sound, her own subject matters, and she got a lot of growth. But for right now, when you hear her, you see a difference than what else is going on out here.
Right. And we gonna get into her music right now.
Oh, I do.
Hey, man, let's see what let's see what it is, man. Shouts out to Miss Melody.
What happened? Introduce the record.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce the record, B.
One time for Melody, Slip and Slide, family. This is yours truly, CleanFace, and we finna drop for the first time on Plug Radio.
Absolutely.
Melody.
Let's go.
Set the tone.
Okay. That's my dog Ball Greasy, man. And y'all already know, man, this is your boy Truck to the Vent Plug Radio. Shouts out to everybody that's listening on the app, man. We just gotta give our listeners a shout out. And for y'all who don't know, it was me sending out the text.
Yeah, because I got the text message.
Man, they said, Mel, you couldn't have wrote this. Try it. Did I spell any words wrong during the text?
No, you didn't spell. You back off the mic. You didn't spell anything wrong, but it was just the way
the way I worded.
You know, like if we're sending a text message out, yo fam, that's how it came across. But don't change who you are.
No, I'm not gonna change who I am. I'm still the owner. They knew it was me though. I ain't gonna lie. They said I know that wasn't Mills college and he wouldn't talk like that. And I didn't say nothing wrong. I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah.
I come in here and the church people I say, hey, what's up, Pastor? He said, how you doing, Brother Troy? I said, all right, we good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna change the way I am, man. And look, shouts out to everybody that's been holding us down, man. And if y'all been listening to the radio right now, man, we are on the line with Byron Trice. And like I said, I ain't gonna even name drop. This guy is just amazing. You know what I'm saying? He don't open the holes up for so many artists. I've been asking him to come here more than I've been asking rappers.
That's a fact.
And that's true. So, like, shouts out to Byron, man. Byron, I'm so thankful you're here, bro. Mm-hmm. And for sharing the knowledge with people, man. If you know, I heard you say that if artists that's listening, could they hit you up on the IG? What is your IG? Can you give out your IG a little bit, man?
At CleanFaceManagement. Hit me up to teach me something too. It ain't all about what I know. I want to learn something from you because that's why I surround myself with the youth, because that's like having a secret weapon around you.
Right.
You know, so hit me up and say, boy, I got something I could tell you. Or hit me up if you just got questions, or if you want to share music, or if you just need some advice, man. It's no bracket of what we can't enter. Just hit me up, man. I'm open for it all.
Recently they had the 50-year hip hop anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm quite sure you've been involved in, you know, very into music a lot of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? And I know I asked you a Miami question earlier, but this is a hip hop question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think? Now we just had our 50th anniversary. Did you think that we would still be here? This type of music was like this type of music that we do, hip hop, would still be here like this.
Definitely not, especially when Mama was saying, y'all gonna cut off that boogity mess, please, you know. And now I'm saying it.
Now you said it.
Son, please, man. I heard that. I think my reason is valid, son.
Right.
I heard that same song 1,000 times. It just was a different voice.
Different voice.
So I think I have a more valid reason.
Right.
My parents, they was still on, you know, fight the power.
Right.
And if anything ain't about us coming together, they didn't want to hear it. Now, I don't want my son listening to something that's destroying us either today.
Right.
But I think that they should have given us a chance because artists that came along, the Missy Elliott's, the Ushers, everybody, they actually was bringing something worth listening to.
Right.
So I'm thankful that hip hop did continue. And I'm sure we got over 50 more years, and I'll tell you why. Because if you keep pumping negative gonna die.
Right.
Because you actually killing yourself. Negative plus negative, you killing yourself.
You're gonna kill yourself, yeah.
So the only thing that's gonna come revive us is all the people that had to take a back seat to that.
Right.
They gonna start to blossom now, and the game is about to change. Watch what I tell you.
Because
we're ready for it.
It ended. I mean, you know, rock and roll had got kind of, and this is not. I love rock and roll had. That's what kind of happened to rock and roll. You think about it. Got dark, and then it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I like to ask people, especially pioneers of hip hop, you know, where they see us going. Did you think that we were gonna be here where we are now? Mm-hmm. You got artists like Busta Rhymes still relevant. Mm-hmm. You got, you know, Ross has been. How many years Ross been in the game now? It's unheard of. Trina.
It was almost 12 before he got known.
Right. Right. Trina
definitely in the dubs her 20 years plus. Trick 20 years plus. JT creeping up on 30.
Man, I seen this is a true story. I was down with Shavante and Vero, or we was at Filthy somewhere, and JT came out, man. I'm like, man, and they still going crazy with JT, and it's funny because everybody know was young, but they don't recycle and went back, listen to his music, and I'm like,
Say what your mama gave you.
for me seeing when they play, for some reason when they play that Chevy song,
Right.
it be kids in their 19, 20, they ain't get, how do they,
Rock shit.
yeah, how do, it's amazing to me. Because I remember JT. JT is Florida, but he's way, way Florida. For him to still be there, that's crazy. Hip hop is amazing. You know what I mean? When you see that, what do you think? I mean, because you was there. What do you think when you see JT and Ross and Trina, they still...
You know, one thing about it is very authentic. And I think authentic has a lot about sticking around and about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're authentic about killing, then it's 3 ways. You have 3 X's. You got jail, you got death, your whole career just died. And I hate that's just 3 options that I wouldn't want to get into. But when Ross' option is a boss,
right.
Okay, you got a lot of options
to
be a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When Trina the baddest,
yeah,
she got a lot of options.
To be the baddest. Clothesline, lipstick.
So you
perfume.
got to think about what you're putting on you and what's the inroad to that, because you can see it before you start.
And I'm not just saying this. I am not just saying what I'm finna say.
No.
Trick Daddy food is unreal.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
No, it's not.
Like, listen. I would want to come on even if it wasn't good. Say, I'm a dog trick. You're good. No, Byron. His food.
I'm a Cornish hen fan.
Bro.
You know what it is.
Who taught him how to cook?
The turkey wing
like,
is unheard of.
Watching mama with all them baby kids, he said he was living and raised up with mayonnaise sandwiches and lemonade.
Well, that man can cook, dog. And I know that's all, you know, okay, of course people come in there and cook for him, but it's all his ideas and recipes and stuff like that, right?
You know, he gave us glimpses over the years in his own kitchen.
Right.
You know, now he got the show. I got my
right.
And you see him doing it live, just in case you got any questions about it.
Yeah, he does it live. Yeah.
So just thinking, man. And then Trick also has been a caretaker of family and friends and cousins. Somebody can always find a place. Trick, I got put out. I needed a spot, but Trick makes sure everybody ain't bringing in styrofoam from the outside.
Right.
They eating good food at his house. You know?
Right.
And I just take my hat off to him because it's real. It ain't a make believe somebody cooking just put Trick face on it. He actually is the shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. He actually is there. I went there. We ate the turkey wings.
We ate turkey wings with the gravy, the mac and cheese, the pigeon peas and rice. And
so you know we've been there. We hit them. We actually got there before that line got there.
Before it got long.
Man, it was long.
It's called Sundays, but it tastes the same.
Every
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it closed on Tuesday.
And what do you think about the entrepreneurs, real quick? You know, E started finger licking. Ted is into something else now. Like, how when you see this type of stuff, you know, it's unheard of. Like when I did talk to Touche, he told me, "No, I'm in the tech right now." I'm like, "But man, you music, man. That's what I know you from. I don't know you from nothing." When you see E-Class, Ted, and these people, the pioneers, they're actually moguls in other businesses now. What do you think about that?
Those are my teachers, you know, watching them, and they still motivate me because I still feel like I'm a long ways from where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I have visions like that, but to see like Flow Riders and Freezy, they into commercial property and entertainment and other things. Just knowing that we have big thinkers in the city to look up to. Those are Jay-Z, just like New York guys.
Right. Yes.
You know, TDE is out there for LA. Ice Cube was for LA.
Right.
You know, we needed those guys.
Yeah.
So these young brothers that's coming out with money today, they can say, man, if he can do it, and since he did it, I can.
Right.
I don't just have to blow the check.
Right.
You know, so but we all blew a check to understand that it ain't that easy. So go learn how to invest a check and stop using the word spend money and say, man, I'm about to go invest money today. Don't keep telling me you're about to go to the mall and spend money. You're about to go to the rim shop and spend money.
Yeah.
Change the conversation to I'm about to go invest money.
Right.
Every one of them brothers we talking about is because of their investments.
Right.
We're not talking about what they spent. We're talking what they invested in.
And they're right. I mean, I was thinking, I worked a lot of years for different radio owners, different radio stations, and listen, I wouldn't have gotten nowhere without radio. Radio helped me. The last time I went to Birmingham, I had saved up a little money. I said, I want to see God do this myself. Let me take my investment and let me go out on a limb. I was scared because it's all the money you got. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're taking a risk. But I felt like I was confident enough from, being around Ted and being around Slip and Slide and watching y'all. I was confident enough where I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take the opportunity. And I did it, and it worked out. And, it was some of that same finances that I got from Birmingham. I was able to start this. And this right here is super ahead of schedule. I mean, there's no resistance here. The city has showed us love, correct, man? The church has showed us love. I mean, man, we went to the comedy show and I thought I was one of the head comedians. They was clapping so loud. And that just goes to show you, man, with investment in belief, you just got to stand out there. You got to take a chance on opportunities. When me and Mel came in here, the back wall was pink. The floors was tore up. And we did everything. We put new floors in. We came and, we just went out on a limb. And I think that, with the confidence that I've gained from over the years from watching different people take chances, it's made me, want to take my chance. And I'm glad I did it. Yeah, I got you here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad and proud to be here. It's very important because this is for the culture. And you got a son, you got other individuals watching you.
Right.
It's a good thing for people to watch you to fall.
Right.
Because it's two things they're going to learn. If you fall, you're going to show them how to get back up.
Right.
And if you fall, you're not going to complain about it.
No, I'm not.
So it's cool for people to watch you to fall.
Right.
Because there's a lot to learn from you. You're not one of those, if you fall, it's over.
Right.
It's if I fall, I learned something about falling. So you're going to learn something about watching me and hoping that I fall. Right. It's a good thing. And that's why I would tell people, live a life to take a negative and turn it into a positive.
Right, right. And Byron, I think I'll be sitting here talking to you all day. So I appreciate you coming. You want to give any shout outs or
Yeah, I want to give one last word, man. And it's to the youth that's out here. Man, do what you do, but be smart about it. Do what you do and look at your surroundings and learn from it. Don't just get involved in the bad stuff, man. Look at your surroundings and say, you know what? I want to do something different. So for all of them out there that's got ops, got guns, I just want you to know that I love you. I just want you to make it. I don't want you to die here in these streets. I'm Unc, man. You can hit me at CleanFace_management. I want to give a special shout out to Melody, NOC Menace, and also Otis, man. The Gospel King, man, coming out of Miami, man. Otis Camp, man.
And too, Byron, real quick, we had the phone lines off, and we just not seeing that they was blinging a couple people, and one of them was your people. But they might pick him up right now, man. We had the phone lines off. Plug Radio, who this is? Hello?
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. My bad.
Plug Radio, who this is?
No,
you missed him?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they was calling him.
Yeah,
we missed him. But B, man, thank you for coming to the radio station, man. I appreciate you coming. And it was an honor and a pleasure, and you welcome anytime.
Oh man, I'll be back, man.
Just make a phone call, Troy. I'm here. Whoever you bring, we good.
I'm back, man.
You know what I'm saying? Bring Melanie to record, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. She love to grind, so don't worry, she will be here.
This your boy Troy to the Vent Plug Radio. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. And we go. Always be blessed, man. Never stress. And we'll see y'all tonight. Don't forget, man, the Bamboo Room was sold out. Shouts out to Eddie Green, keeping it 100. And we'll be back with y'all tomorrow, man. Me and your dog, Melly Mel.
This Clean Face. When I'm in West Palm Beach, I must stop by Plug Radio. This is my only spot. This is my family spot. All the rest ain't nothing but something less. Yours truly, Clean Face. Stop by Plug Radio.